You don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
Okay, let me search you real quick. If you place your hands up on the wall, I'll let you go to the bathroom, okay? There's just keys. I believe those keys right there for you.
Well, I would like to help, but I don't know what's going on, and
Because I don't want you to be portrayed like this horrible monster.
This is the chief of police, a trusted figure, a protector, the one who swore an oath to uphold justice and safeguard the lives of others. But what happens when the one wearing the badge becomes killer? In Gateway, Arkansas, the tight-knit community was rocked by a crime so sinister it left everyone questioning the very individuals sworn to serve and protect. James Appleton, a 32-year-old local man, was brutally murdered while on a phone call in a desolate parking lot. A single gunshot to the head silenced him forever. A witness reported seeing a white Chevy Malibu parked nearby moments before it sped away, leaving the scene cloaked in eerie silence. At the center of it all was Grant Hardin, a veteran police officer with 50 years of service under his belt. Once respected for his dedication, Grant now stood accused of murder. Later that evening, Hardin was stopped at a routine police roadblock after dining with his family. Though outwardly calm, his experience in law enforcement made him a cunning adversary. Detectives knew they were dealing with someone who could manipulate the system he once upheld. Inside the interrogation room, the tension was palpable. Grant sat at the table, visibly uneasy but maintaining a stoic facade. Detectives approached him cautiously, aware of his intimate knowledge of their tactics. "Grant," Detective Chamberlain began, his voice steady but firm, "I want to talk to you about your day. Can you walk me through it, from when you woke up this morning to when you were stopped by the police?" Grant leaned back in his chair, crossing his arms. "I'm not saying anything after I've been read my rights," he replied coldly. Detective Chamberlain persisted. "Why don't you want to talk to me about your day?" "I don't know what's going on," Grant muttered, his voice betraying a hint of unease. "I'm not feeling well, and I'm not sure why I'm here." Despite the detective's efforts to engage him, Grant remained silent, invoking his right to remain so. His demeanor was unsettling. This was a man who had been in their shoes countless times, interrogating suspects.
Get some information from you real quick.
did you want me to leave that there or put it back?
You can put that back in your pocket if you want, man. You know how it is.
I know how it is.
You're in corrections, so you know when we take people to the bathroom, we don't want them taking stuff in there,
Oh, yeah.
leaving stuff and whatever. Not that you would, but you know how it works.
But
Yeah. Or that you even may just forget it in there on accident, you know. There was something I needed to get from you. Are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed, okay. I'm Detective Chamberlain. I know we haven't met. James Chamberlain.
Okay.
I know. Did you used to be a police officer somewhere? Or I recognized you, but I wasn't 100% sure where I knew you from. But somebody said that you used to be a police officer in Gateway or something like that. Okay.
Like a constable and
You were a constable here too. For Benton County?
yeah.
For Benton County. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. How long did you do that?
2 years. Well, I was elected one term, 2 different terms, but not
Okay.
together.
Not together, so on two separate occasions. Okay. You understand this. You've been through this before, so I'm gonna read it to you. Anytime we bring somebody into the sheriff's office, we read this before we start talking to people. Okay, and it's just your statement of rights for us. And before we ask any questions, it's my duty to advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? I need to affirm it, yes or no. Okay. Okay. Anything you say can be used against you in court or other proceedings. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You have the right to consult an attorney before making any statements or answering any questions, and you may have him or her present with you during questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You may have an attorney appointed to you by the court to represent you if you cannot afford one or otherwise obtain one at no cost. You understand that?
Yes.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer, you still have the right to stop answering questions at any time or stop questioning for the purposes of consulting a lawyer. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. However, you may waive your right to you may waive your right to advice and counsel, and your right to remain silent. You may answer questions or make statements without consulting a lawyer if you so desire. You understand that?
Yes.
All I did was read this to you. I put that you said yes to all of it. If I can get you to sign, if I can get you to sign there by where I put that X by signed, right here. Sorry, I know there's too many X's on my page. That's my bad. That's a different spot than where you can print your name, and I'll sign the other side over there. I'll get back.
Okay.
The date is the 23rd, February 23rd. And it is 9:17 p.m. 2017. Okay. Here's the thing. I want to talk to you about what you've done today. Okay. Can you just take me through when you woke up this morning to when you got stopped by the police out there in what's the name of that road that you were on? I'm sorry, I'm going to drop Gant Ridge.
I'm not going to say anything after I've been read those rights yet.
Okay. Why don't you want to talk to me about your day?
Now he found himself on the other side of the table, and the shift in power was evident. As the minutes ticked by, the detectives left Grant alone in the room, hoping the solitude would gnaw at him and force him to talk. For a seasoned officer like Hardin, the waiting game wasn't new. But this time, the stakes were higher. Alone with his thoughts, he seemed to unravel, shifting in his chair and avoiding eye contact with the surveillance cameras. When the detectives returned, Chamberlain attempted to connect on a more personal level. "Grant, I think we've met before. I'm not trying to scare you or accuse you. I just need to rule you out of something. Does that make sense?" Grant nodded but said nothing. "If you didn't do anything wrong today, you have nothing to worry about. Would you be willing to tell me about your day?" Chamberlain asked again, his frustration barely concealed.
To what I'm here for and things.
Okay. So you don't want to explain what you've done today? Did you? Is there a reason behind that?
You read me my rights, and I don't know why. And so, what was the first thing said? I have the right to remain silent.
Okay. So you're telling me that you don't want to talk to me right now?
I'm going to remain silent.
Okay, cool. Hang tight right here for just a few minutes, okay?
By the way, I'm Detective Cordier. I think we've met once before.
Probably so.
Yeah, I think so. Back when I was on patrol.
Okay, I talked to my boss. I think I was confused, or I may have confused you on what's going on here. I can't tell you exactly why you're here, and you being a police officer, you understand that. I need to rule you out as a suspect in a crime that's been committed, and that's why we got you here, is because we need to talk to you, find out where you're at. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if I scared you at the beginning or what, but that's why I was trying to, and I can't, you see the position that I'm in. I can't tell you why you're here, but at the same time, I need to rule you out into something. Does that make sense? I mean, or would you be willing to talk to me about your day, knowing that I need to rule you out of something, or like I'm at a loss here, and I need to clear you from something. And if you didn't do anything wrong today, you have nothing to worry about, and that's kind of where we're at.
Well,
Does
yes, I would have liked to, but before
Yeah.
the rights were read. So
Okay.
not knowing what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and you understand as a detective, we read those rights to everybody who comes in here. It's not just you, but when we interview, kids, and it's everybody. Once you come into our facility, we that's something we have to do. It's not something. It's not just something we're doing for you. It happens to everybody that walks through this room and talks to us. Because, I mean, it's just like anything else that we do. We have to cover all of our bases. And that's what we did by reading you those rights. So we need to know, I mean, does that make sense? Like, I know you've been a police officer for a while now, so you understand, how everything works. And so I've got to rule you out as a suspect, and if I can't do that, then we're at a standstill. Does that make sense? Okay, so what happened today? Can you walk me through your day about what happened
I
today?
have to remain silent
Okay.
on that.
Okay. So you're telling.
Right.
Okay, so you're telling me you did do something today that was wrong then. Is that what I'm getting at? I mean,
I'm just silent.
Okay, so you just don't want to talk to me because of what reason?
I don't understand what they snatched me up out there and nobody told me anything. I don't understand.
Okay.
Why I couldn't be told what's going on and
Okay. So I guess my question is this, knowing what I just told you, okay, I guess if it was me and I was, if I was in your position, I'd be like, hey, James, I did this, or Grant, I did this, I was at, here, and here, and I would just be done with it. And that way you can get out of here. But at this point, I can't clear you from this because you could still potentially be a suspect. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm not explaining it right or what's going on
explain
here.
it fine. I just have
Okay.
to, once the rights have been read, I have to, it says I have the right to be silent.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. I don't even know what to say at this point. You realize that I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to get you out of here quicker, and you're just sitting here.
Well, am I free to go then?
No, you're not free to go.
Why?
Because I've got to get to the bottom of an investigation, a very serious criminal matter.
Okay.
Okay? And right now you're a potential suspect in that. Does that make sense?
I don't understand why I'm a suspect. No.
Well, that's for me to know and for you to tell me why you're not a suspect.
This is your time to kind of help you
Okay.
figure
Tell me
out.
this.
I
And
do
just-
apologize on the front end.
No, I'm not mad at you.
I'm
Okay.
going to exercise my right to be silent.
Okay. So just tell me this. I know you were a police officer before, right? You're a police officer in Gravit, I mean not Gravit, but in Gateway? It's an easy yes or no.
I'm being silent.
Well, I can see that. Where do you live at? We can do this all night. I mean, it doesn't bother me. You're going to continue to be a suspect until I find out otherwise.
Okay?
I'll be back in a minute.
I'd like to, but not now, Grant replied, his tone calculated, not without knowing what's going on. Chamberlain explained the process, trying to coax some level of cooperation. We read rights to everyone, Grant. It's not just you. It's standard procedure. If it were me in your position, I'd just tell the truth and clear myself. Right now, I can't rule you out because you're not giving me anything to work with. Grant's silence persisted, his familiarity with interrogation tactics evident. He knew that every word he uttered could be used against him, and he wasn't about to make the detective's job any easier. The frustration in the room was palpable. You're going to continue being a suspect until we find out otherwise, Chamberlain said bluntly, stepping out to cool off. Detectives knew that their emotions couldn't cloud their judgment, especially in a case as sensitive as this. Grant's refusal to cooperate posed a challenge, but it also hinted at guilt. His demeanor, coupled with the witness testimony and circumstantial evidence, painted a grim picture. As the night dragged on, the detectives returned to the interrogation room. Grant, one of them said. Did you need to talk to us about something? Grant hesitated for a moment, as if weighing his options. I was just going to go, he said, standing up. Oh no, you're not going anywhere, the detective replied sharply. It was clear that Grant's years of experience as a police officer were both his shield and his downfall. While his knowledge of the system allowed him to avoid incriminating himself, it also made him a prime suspect in the eyes of the detectives. They knew that uncovering the truth would require more than just an interrogation. It would require careful, methodical work to break through his defenses. The investigation has hit a standstill, and the detectives find themselves at a crossroads.
Hello?
Sir. What's up?
I was looking for a detective.
You want me to get him for you?
Well, I'm ready. I need to go
You need to go where?
home or get ready for work in a little bit.
Okay, we'll just have a seat and I'll get him for you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
No problem. You need anything else?
No, I hate not being able to talk. But usually after they read my rights, after they read me my rights, I just feel like I need to be silent.
What do you mean?
Well, how come nobody asked me anything or told me anything before we got here or anything? Not necessarily you. You've been real good to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just taking you up here, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I mean, they asked me to bring you up here. So, the detective is the one that has all that information.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And he said he couldn't give it to me
Oh, he did?
right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, what time do you need to be back? So,
Well,
what time do you usually get ready for work?
Listen, I try and leave by 9:15. Let's see. Well, my head's all screwed up now. 9:15, 9:30. So I can get there and sign in before 10:45. 10:45, yeah.
You gotta sign in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you just want to get out of here, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to help, but I don't know what's going on, and I mean, y'all put yourself in my shoes, and maybe you've been there before. It just kind of makes you sickly, or
You say what?
scared, or something.
Sickly?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you said that you didn't want to say nothing. So,
Yeah.
and like I said, I would love to give you the information, but that's
Oh, I know.
way above my pay grade.
I
You know
know.
how that works.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah, I know.
So I try to be good to you. Get you what you need or whatever. So.
Well, okay. I just need to go if they're through.
Okay. Okay. I'll let them know.
Okay.
Do you need anything else?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Thank you. Yeah.
You sure?
No, but but I just thank you.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it for now.
Okay,
I'm just
all right.
ready to walk on.
All right, man. That's
You gonna
fine.
take me back home or?
I think your wife may be coming to get you or something. I think
All right.
you're married, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
in
That's what I
Madison.
thought. Okay. Yeah, I think she may be coming up here to get you. I'm not really sure though.
Okay.
I mean, they tell me about as much as they tell you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
You know how that is,
Yeah, I know. It's just, boy.
right? So okay.
You don't want to be that guy. I mean, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But
Well, I understand what you're saying. I mean, like I said, if
it's just weird. I'd like to help, but
well, I mean, I think you can. Right?
right.
I mean, I think you can, but I mean, you don't want to talk to me, but those guys, I'll figure out I don't know where they went, but
Okay.
I'll figure out where they're at and let them know that you're trying to get out of here.
All right.
So, and let them know that you want to help. Right?
Right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, Grant.
Yes, sir.
The other officer told me you want to talk to me again. What's going on?
I'm just ready to go.
Okay. And I'm not ready for you to go yet, so you're not going to be able to go. I've got other things that I'm doing right now. So,
Okay.
did you need to talk to me, or did you what was the deal?
Well, I was gonna go.
Oh,
And
no,
I
you're not
wanted
gonna
to
go.
tell you that.
Okay, yeah, no, you're not gonna go.
But I
Same
wanted,
time.
okay.
Perfect, thank you. Hang on. Sorry to keep you waiting this long. Okay. That's all right. Detective Cordero is talking to your wife right now. I talked to her a little bit, so I've kind of got a timeline of where you were and where you weren't today. I'm not. We all know what happened, okay? My thing is I'm trying to get your side of the story, okay? I don't want. I'm trying to think of how to word this delicately. I'm not trying to get you in any trouble. I'm not trying to get her in any trouble. Okay? You've got a little daughter, she's 16, who needs her parents. Okay? I know what was said at dinner time. I know everything. Okay? I need your side of the story. Okay? I don't know if you've had a problem with this guy for a while, and this was an accident, or you maliciously chased him down, or what happened. But if I don't get your side of the story, I won't ever know. Okay? You know I know. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I wouldn't be talking to them right now. So I want to give you the opportunity to tell me what led up to what happened today. And if I came across as being rude or upset or whatever earlier, I'm sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do.
You're fine.
I'm just trying to gather
I'm not sure what
facts.
happens or what's going on,
Okay.
but I just have to invoke my right.
Okay. So you're telling me that you don't want to give me your side of the story. That's what you're telling me. That I've got to put together what your wife has told me and what the crime scene's told me. I mean,
What I'm saying is, I have the right to remain silent.
that's true. You do.
I'm not saying I don't want to tell you anything or help you guys or anything. I'm just saying you told me I had the right to remain silent.
That's true. I did. Just because I told you you have the right to remain silent doesn't mean you have to remain silent.
I know, but apologies to you.
No, you don't
I
have to apologize to you. No, you don't need to. No, you don't.
I will use my right to remain silent.
Okay, and I'm telling you that's your right. But at the same time, if you don't walk me through what happened and why it happened, then there's no way for me to get. It's like this. It's like this. You're writing a book, right? We're writing a book. You got chapter 1, you got chapter 2, and chapter 3. Chapter 1 is what happened today, what started out today, how your day started. Chapter 2 is what led up to the incident. And chapter 3 is you telling me about what happened to lead you up to that. Because I don't have any of that information. I know you went to eat, out tonight. I know what you said at dinner. I know that you went to Lowe's afterwards. I know everything, but I don't know what caused the incident. I don't know. And if I don't know that, I've got to assume the worst. And I don't want to assume the worst. I don't. That's not my job. That wasn't your job, right? That wasn't your job to assume the worst. Your job was to go do a job, collect facts. I mean, you know what a police officer does. You know what a detective does. You've been that.
Typically, in situations like this, they would either charge the suspect or release them due to insufficient evidence. However, in Grant Hardin's case, they decide to press on, perhaps driven by a determination to extract the truth, or perhaps by sheer ego. Grant's silence, while entirely within his legal rights, only serves to amplify the detective's suspicions. Their efforts turn to speaking with witnesses in an attempt to place him at the scene of the crime. The testimony of his wife adds fuel to the fire, seemingly incriminating him further. The mounting evidence convinces Detective Chamberlain to head back into the interrogation room for yet another attempt, determined to unravel the truth. Detective Chamberlain opens with a calculated statement. "We've been talking to your wife," he says. "Got a timeline of where you were today, what you've been up to." "We know what happened, Grant." Grant remains stoic, his silence weighing heavily in the room.
No, I get that. I understand that. Like, that part you've made completely clear. You've told me several times.
I just am going to remain that way.
Okay. I guess I'm having a hard time understanding that.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Okay. You know what? There's no reason for you to be sorry. I think later on, there may be a reason for you to be sorry, but it's not right now. You talking to me and trying to get me trying to pull the truth out of you that's no reason to be sorry. Do you realize that you're looking at some very, very serious charges here?
No, I
Okay.
didn't know that.
Okay. Well, you are. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
And if it was an accident, it was an accident, and that's all it was. But if you intentionally went out to hurt somebody, that's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story. Okay? I'll let you think about it. I'll give you one more chance here in a few minutes, and I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm telling you that.
Well, what happened?
You know what happened. I'm not going to sit here and play games with you. I'm not. I know. You know. We have witnesses that put you there. The 2 cars that drove by. Look, man, I'm not. I just want to know why it happened. Okay? You realize you did it right in front of somebody. Well, no, you let them get around you, but they physically ID'd you. Like, I don't. Look, man, I'm done telling you my side of the story. If you would like to talk to me about what happened and what happened out there, then I'm fine with that. But if not, I'm going to sleep good tonight, regardless of whether you want to talk to me and tell me what happened or not. I don't think you will. Honestly, I don't think you will. Okay? Think about it for a few minutes, and I'll come back and get you in a minute. Your wife's about to leave. She wanted to give you a hug before she left. Are you good with that? Perfect. I told her that it was fine. I don't have any problems with it.
Okay.
Just, come on in. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, you too. Everything will be okay.
All right. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. I guess
Hey, I just thought I'd check on you.
Alright.
Do you want anything to drink, or do you use the restroom?
Well, I need to go pee if I can. That's all right.
Yeah, let me work it out.
Okay.
Do you want something to drink too? Some water or something? That help?
Yeah, I hate for you to have to get something. But
No, I don't mind. No problem. Alright, let me see if I can find somebody to take you to the bathroom.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, somebody said you needed to take a bathroom break, man.
Yeah, come on. Thank you.
Yeah. Going that way. You ever been up here before?
Yeah, I'll use the one up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Get ready to think about laying down up on that desk, but it looks awful hard.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be any more comfortable up there than what you are now.
No,
Can I get you anything else?
no, that's good. Thank you.
Okay. Alright. Well, can you help me understand how we got to this point?
I don't know.
I don't know. Man, I remember being on patrol and running into you one night. Help me out on a call, back me up.
Oh, well,
It was way back in, oh gosh, it's been almost, I guess almost 3 years now.
Well,
Two,
Yeah, probably
something
so.
like that. Yeah, something like that. But,
you guys were always good to help us, help me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brad, he was always right there, man.
oh, absolutely.
Oh.
I worked on his shift, so,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
he always had my back.
Chamberlain continues, trying a different approach. I'm not here to get you in trouble. I'm not here to get her in trouble either. You've got a 16-year-old daughter who needs her parents. Maybe this was an accident. Maybe something got out of control. But if I don't hear your side of the story, we'll never know the truth. Grant shifts uncomfortably in his chair but says nothing. Chamberlain knows better than to push too hard, deciding instead to try a new angle.
And so they're sitting up there, like this is the branch,
Okay.
hanging onto the tree, and, or tree limb, and they're sleeping or whatever. But who'd I'll get up there next to them? And then if you get right up on them, and they just scoot over. I mean, this is
Yeah.
stupid, okay?
No, but,
But then they're sitting there sleeping, and they just keep getting up next to them until they scoot off the end of that branch and they hit the ground and it pounces on top of them and
what?
kills them. I know.
Have you seen it happen?
Well, my grandpa had seen it happen.
Yeah.
He told me about it, and then I've seen what looks like the ends of it, you know.
Yeah.
And so so they've had problems with that, and another buddy's seen where the raccoons will get up there and they'll stick their hand through the wire and grab them by the neck. And
Oh.
so, what did I say? Fox or raccoon?
Raccoon.
Yeah, the raccoons and
Yeah.
stuff. So we've got all kinds of predators up there and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty far out there, so I would not be surprised.
Well, we had like, I think about 15 or 16 chickens or whatever, and now we're down to the 4 hens. And really all we want's the hens, you know,
Yeah,
for the eggs and stuff, but
absolutely.
when they hatch and have babies, sometimes most of the time,
They'll get the babies.
no, I'm just saying you end up with a lot of roosters,
Oh,
the males, you
yeah.
know, so it's like, and you know, you do
What good
them
is
eat
that?
them, and then I can't do that at my house, you know, because they're all pets, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure I would be completely against
Yeah,
that.
so I gave some away, and then some of them got, they just started disappearing about, I don't even remember, October, November, so I just started keeping them up all the
Yeah.
time, and feeding them and watering them.
What time did you get out there and feed the chickens today?
Oh, heck. Afternoon, sometime
yeah.
this afternoon.
Yeah.
Probably, I think probably 1 or 2 o'clock,
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, it was beautiful today. Beautiful. So did you feed your chickens and start laying the seed down on the grass?
Well, let's see. I think just right after that I had that bag sitting up there, and I thought, well, I better get that out there.
Might as well.
And it's
Enjoy this day
nice
today.
weather. Well,
Yeah.
I thought if it's going to be like this, maybe it'll grow, because
Yeah.
anyway.
Hey.
Grant, he says, softening his tone, imagine this as a book. Chapter 1 is how your day started. Chapter 2 is what led up to the incident. Chapter 3 is where you tell me what happened. Right now, I don't have any of those chapters. All I know is you were there. Witnesses saw you. They've identified you. And if you don't talk, I have to assume the worst. Chamberlain steps out of the room to give Grant time to process. It's a delicate balance, pushing too hard risks, alienating the suspect, while leaving him alone too long might give him the opportunity to concoct a story. While Chamberlain regroups, the team shifts its focus to tactics that might encourage Grant to break his silence. One idea is to let Grant see his wife and daughter, hoping the emotional weight of their presence might compel him to talk. But detectives know emotions are unpredictable, and such a move could backfire. As they weigh their options, it becomes increasingly clear that the stakes are high. When Chamberlain re-enters the room, his frustration is evident but contained. He leans forward and says, "We've got witnesses, Grant. They saw you. They described you. I know you think you're in control here, but this is your chance to tell your side. If you keep quiet, you're just giving me every reason to believe the worst. Grant meets his gaze but remains silent. Chamberlain's patience is wearing thin. Your wife is about to leave, he says, rising to his feet. She wanted to check on you before she left. Are you good with that? Grant's expression flickers for the briefest moment, a mix of doubt, worry, and resignation. But still, he says nothing. Detective Cordiero takes over the interrogation next, hoping a fresh face might yield different results. She enters with a calm, empathetic demeanor, carefully assessing Grant's body language before speaking. I remember when we worked together. Cordiero begins. I was on patrol one night, and you had my back on a call. That was 3 years ago. You didn't hesitate to help me out. Grant looks at her, his expression softening slightly. Cordiero continues, you were always reliable, always willing to step up when someone needed you. That's who you are, Grant, and I think that's still in you. So help me understand. How did things get to this point? Her tone is gentle, her words measured. She's trying to remind him of the person he used to be, of the trust and camaraderie they once shared. It's a deliberate strategy to build rapport, to create a sense of connection and indebtedness that might make him more willing to open up. But Grant remains guarded. He shifts in his seat, visibly uncomfortable. But the walls he's built around himself show no signs of crumbling. Cordiero tries again, leaning forward slightly to show she's genuinely listening. Look, Grant, she says, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to figure out what happened. I know this can't be easy for you, but staying silent isn't helping anyone. Not you, not your family, and not the victim's family. If this was a mistake, we can work through that. But I need you to meet me halfway. The room falls silent. Grant looks down at his hands, his expression unreadable. Cordiero watches him carefully, giving him space to respond. But when he finally speaks, his words are carefully chosen. I think I've said enough, he mutters, his voice barely above a whisper.
What time did we get to dinner?
Or what time did you leave the house for dinner? You remember?
No.
Where'd y'all go eat?
Colton's?
Oh, hey, that's a good place.
Well, I'll let my daughter decide.
Ah, she's a daddy's girl. Did you eat anything good at Colton's?
It's a steak.
Hey, can't go wrong there, right?
Right.
Alright. That's awesome. Well, did you get a chance to at least freshen up after laying all that seed down? No?
Not really.
If you went and did all that dressed like that?
Well, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah? That's crazy.
You
Dressed so nice to go lay seed down?
Oh, I was probably ready to go eat.
Oh, gotcha.
I told him, let's go eat. Told him, let's get ready and go eat somewhere in there. So,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Awesome. So you didn't change or anything before you guys left?
I'm sure I put a different shirt on, probably, yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I would too. It was so hot outside. I'm sure you were sweating.
Yeah, I think I had my, yeah.
What'd you have on?
I had just a little t-shirt.
What color was it?
Gray, I think.
Oh man, yeah, I would be surprised if you got all that done outside and then didn't change, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can do it. That's not a whole lot. I mean, it's like walking to the bathroom and back kind of deal.
In 80-degree weather? I don't know.
Well, I feel pretty good.
Well, at least you got some stuff done today. Fed your chickens.
Yeah.
So when you went back inside, did you have some was there time in between you guys leaving, or did you leave pretty quickly?
I don't remember. Just
in between laying the seed and going inside and playing the game. Do you remember about how long of a time it was before you left? Yeah.
No.
Did you ever go back outside?
I don't know.
Don't remember. Did you go anywhere today? Did you ever leave the house today?
Yeah, we went to.
Well, besides tea.
No.
No. I didn't know. Maybe you got out and about. Sometimes I like to run errands.
Is my mom and dad okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That I know of. I haven't
Okay.
talked to him, but I'm sure. I
Okay.
haven't heard anything yet. Did you see him today?
Mm-mm.
No. No. Yeah, I haven't talked to him, but I haven't heard anything about your parents.
Okay.
Yeah, they live close to you, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. When you were outside today, did you notice anything different or weird going on? Or hear anything that was abnormal
No.
while you were outside laying the sea and stuff like that? No? Everything's good. Did you run into anybody? Anybody stop by, say hi? Nothing? No? Okay. Alright. Well, I'm surprised. Did you see anybody on the road? Anything like that? It being so nice, I didn't know if maybe anybody was out and about. Did you see any of your neighbors?
What are you getting at?
No, I'm serious. I'm just asking. Just small talk.
Not that I know of.
No, okay. I just didn't know. My allergies are killing me right now.
Cordero exhales slowly, disappointment etched across her face. She leans back, realizing that no amount of empathy or connection will get through to him tonight. As the interrogation drags on, the detectives face a grim reality. They may not get a confession from Grant Hardin. His silence, while frustrating, is his legal right. And the team knows they'll need to rely on the mounting evidence to build their case. Additionally, the conversation about their time on the force and the people they've worked with serves to create a sense of camaraderie. This shared history can break down barriers between Detective Cordero and Grant Hardin, subtly disarming the suspect and making him more likely to engage in conversation.
Well, let me go check on their process. I'll come chit-chat more. I don't have nothing else to do, so.
Well,
Cool.
thank you.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Just I apologize ahead of time that
Hey,
that I
no.
do this silent.
No, I enjoy
I mean-
talking to you. Hey, it's okay.
Right to remain silent.
You don't have to explain it. I get it. I enjoy talking, so I'll be back. I take some sinus medicine. Are you sure you don't want any more water?
Yeah,
Or not?
no, thank you.
Do you need to go to the bathroom or anything?
Not right now, thank you. I've been taking Sudafed. I don't know. It's not what's called anymore. I know. It's the kind without the D. Sudafed, but it's a Walgreens brand.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Are they white?
No, they're red. It looks-
They're the little red ones?
Yeah. Is it still Sudafed?
I think it's still
It's a store
Sudafed.
brand.
Yeah, I
anyway.
think it's still Sudafed.
And
Does it work?
it keeps you from being
Congested.
swollen from the inside.
That's what I
But my eyes just weep. I've been weeping and watering and itching, and it doesn't seem to help that. So I've been taking. Well, I finally broke down and spent the money on Flonase.
Oh,
I
yeah?
had that for prescription.
Uh-huh.
So it's called Flonase.
Is it like a nasal one?
Yeah.
I'm too scared to do those.
Oh, that's not like Afrin or something like that. My doctor prescribed that to me because it's safe. Well,
I'm just scared to do anything.
for your nose.
Yeah,
Well, it's just a little mist. You do it once a day and it really helps.
Does
That
it?
or there's another one. Some people tell me Nasonex, but they're not like Afrin or some of those that
Yeah.
they do damage. I mean, take that when you're real bad sick, maybe before you go to bed.
Yeah.
But
I'm still,
the
it makes me
Flonase,
anxious even thinking about it. Oh, I just couldn't do it. Not even as a kid, I couldn't do it.
I know, but I mean, I understand
But
that.
if it helps, I might have to try it. I might just have to suck it up.
But that and let's see what else. No, just ibuprofen.
Yeah, it's my best friend. That and Advil, my best friend. Were you at least able to taste your food tonight?
The strategy is clear: to build a rapport strong enough to encourage Grant to open up and reveal details about the case. "I just don't understand how we got to this point," Grant mumbles, his voice laden with exhaustion and confusion. Cordero nods empathetically. "I mean, I wouldn't blame you. I'd be afraid to go to bed, too." She leans in slightly, her tone soft and non-threatening. "We can work this out. If you just talk to me, I'll understand. Help me understand what happened." Grant hesitates. "I don't know, I've been left in the dark on everything since." Cordero takes this as an opportunity to press gently. "We can start from the very beginning. Let's piece it together. I know you worked nights, so I bet you slept in today, right?" Grant nods slightly. Yeah, I did." "What time did you get up?" Cordero asks, steering the conversation into familiar, non-threatening territory. "Probably around noon," Grant replies, a faint flicker of comfort returning as he engages with the detective. "Did you watch anything good on TV?" Cordero asks with a casual smile. "Same old stuff," Grant says, his shoulders relaxing slightly. Bit by bit, the detective builds a connection with Grant, getting him to talk about mundane details of his day. This seemingly harmless conversation serves a dual purpose. It keeps Grant engaged, while subtly nudging him toward discussing the events surrounding the case. Cordero shifts the tone ever so slightly. "I think you have a lot to live for, Grant. A beautiful family who I've had the privilege of speaking with. They care about you." She pauses for effect. "The way I see it, real men face their mistakes. They own up to them and move forward. Did you make a mistake today?" Grant doesn't respond immediately, and the silence in the room grows heavy. His body language shifts, signaling discomfort. He finally mutters, "I don't know what to say." Cordero doesn't let up, but keeps her tone gentle. "Grant, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to understand. If something happened, if it was an accident, just tell me. Help me help you. People are going to have questions, your family included. Let's figure this out together." Grant's hesitation remains palpable, but his willingness to engage suggests a sliver of progress. Still, when the conversation turns toward the specifics of the case, he shuts down again. "I think I need a lawyer," he says finally, his voice flat but firm. Cordero respects his decision, but leaves the door open. "That's up to you, Grant. But I just want to hear your side of the story. I want to help." At this point, it becomes clear that Grant isn't ready to confess. While the conversation about his day and personal life seemed to build rapport, it wasn't enough to bridge the gap entirely. Detectives often face this challenge, where suspects engage in casual conversations, but retreat when the topic shifts to the crime itself. As the hours tick by, the detectives continue gathering evidence and witness statements. One crucial piece of testimony comes from Grant's own wife. Her account places him at the scene of the crime and inadvertently strengthens the case against him. Meanwhile, other witnesses corroborate his presence in the area during the time of the incident. Detective Chamberlain decides to take another swing at the interrogation. This time, he opts for a more direct approach. "Grant, you've got a family, a 16-year-old daughter who needs her father," Chamberlain begins. "We know what happened. Witnesses have identified you. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm trying to understand why this happened. If it was an accident, tell me. If it was something else, explain it. But if I don't get your side, I'm left to assume the worst. Is that what you want?" The weight of the situation begins to press down on Grant. His silence, though legal and within his rights, only heightens the detective's suspicion. The pressure mounts as Chamberlain emphasizes the consequences of withholding his side of the story. "I'm not going to sleep any worse tonight, Grant," Chamberlain says, his tone firm.
Y'all just ran into the roadblock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wasn't there when that part happened. What'd they do? When you guys ran into him?
Well, the guy stopped us and then he wanted us to go down the Jones Trailer Park Road, and I said, "Well, I live 2 houses down here on the right." He said, "Well, let me ask the boss about that."
Oh.
He went and to the radio for a while or something, and then he said, "What's your name?" I said, "Grant Hardin." And he said, "Can you step out of the car?" And then they put me in handcuffs and put me in the back of that one car.
Oh, the canine one you were talking about?
Yeah. And then Brad come got me and put me in another car.
Way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Well, he is.
He's a really good guy. He's a good cop. I've learned a lot from him. Were y'all in your, is it your wife's car? The one that she was driving? Yeah. Is that, huh?
I'm gonna ask you, please forgive me,
No, you're fine.
but I'm just gonna have to stick back to my
Yeah, no, anytime.
silence
I'm just
thing.
chit-chatting.
I know you are.
You're fine. If you feel
And I
comfortable.
appreciate you.
Yeah, if you feel comfortable, you don't have to say anything.
But
You're fine.
I just hate being rude, but I'm
No,
just
you're
gonna
not
be
being rude.
quiet.
Yeah, no. Hey, just chit-chatting. It's the best way to pass time, really. It's getting late.
What time is it?
It is 2:11.
What?
Yes, it is late. It is late. But you've helped pass the last 20 minutes.
You have.
I figured, like,
did. You have.
I think I'll probably be half asleep sitting in a chair out there if I...
Well, I was in here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't asleep. I was just kind of always half asleep, and then you guys have something in here. It sounds like somebody sharpening a pencil.
Oh,
Goes
really?
on everybody. I don't know what it is.
Is it like a humming?
No, it's just like a. I can't remember now. Just a second. It'll happen.
Alright, alright.
Okay, it's not gonna happen. But
It's probably
now I can't remember if it sounded like a manual one or I think it sounds like somebody sticking a pencil in one of those.
Oh, like the electric one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the wall ones in a long time. Reminds me of middle school. When you make excuses, go sharpen your pencil. Or at least I did. You look at all the tests on your way up.
That's fun.
Oh. Those were the good days. The easy days. Oh. Have you rode with your daughter yet driving? She a good driver?
She don't like for me to ride in the car with her when she drives.
Oh no. Are you a critic?
I guess. I try not to be because she's a very good driver.
Oh yeah. Which car does she drive the most?
That one.
Oh yeah. How many cars do you have? A lot?
Hang on a second.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Take your time.
6, I think.
Oh my goodness. 6 cars? How did you have a collection like
I
that?
don't know.
Just-
Well, because Linda's wrecked them all.
Oh.
That's why I just keep them.
With hopes of one day fixing them? My dad's a lot like that too. Lord, he'd keep the oldest junkers and think that he'd fix them, and then they just piled up. He'd end up like auctioning them or scrapping them or whatever he could. But it's crazy. All 6 work at least? Or just some of them?
What?
Do all 6 of them work? What? Hey, at least you're never out of the vehicle.
That's the idea.
Yeah. I don't blame you. That's the best way to be. I'm surprised she doesn't have one of those. No trucks out of the whole, all 6 of them?
There's 2 trucks.
But not ones you want her to drive.
Not really highway trucks.
Oh, gotcha. And these days, you gotta be careful with what you're driving. There's some crazy drivers in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
Especially with the construction. 149?
I can't believe coming home from work every morning, there's almost always a wreck, or more than one, or two, more than two sometimes, right before Wagon Wheel Road
Oh, yeah.
on 49.
Yep. Or the Monroe
And it's the
exit.
same, and it's the same people that drive that every day.
No, and that's the part that surprises me, is you would think people get used to that. They're still not smart about it at all.
No, I know.
At all. Do you have any cool cars other than a Honda Civic?
Forgive me again, I'm just,
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm just curious.
you're good to talk to.
I didn't know
I got a headache and
You want me to see if I can find you something?
No, that's all right.
I'm sure we got a pharmacy around here somewhere.
I'm just wondering what's
Well, did something
ready
happen
to
today?
go. That's what I wanted to know. Evidently something did happen
Well,
today.
you tell me.
I'm silent, or
I know.
I need a,
I'd rather talk about cars anyway.
I know, me too.
I'd rather talk about. Is there any cool cars other than a Honda Civic? Anything fancy?
I'm just, what do you call it? The paper again.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. We don't have to talk about cars. We can talk about something else. If that makes
No,
sense.
I just don't want to. I'm just gonna.
Do you want me to go away?
No, you're fine.
Well, I'm a talker.
You
so-
talk. You talk.
I talk.
Hey, you talk then.
It's not fun to talk to yourself. You gotta enjoy a conversation
I
with someone.
know. I feel,
No, I get
you
it.
know.
I get it. If it makes you uncomfortable, we don't have to talk about that.
Well, I just feel, uncomfortable or whatever being here.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just trying to.
And I
lighten
want
the
to
mood.
apologize, but I'm just going to stick to my rights. of
Why are you
being
here?
silent. Right.
I guess that's the main question. Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Do you have any idea?
Why am I here?
Yeah. Do you have any idea why you would be
When
here?
you guys tell me, I will. Nobody's told me anything. When I sat in that police car for a long, or deputy's car for a long time,
Yeah.
nobody told me anything. What reason y'all are asking? I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of the way you have to look at it sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. That's why, when Detective Chamberlain came in here, he wanted to talk to you about if you had, what you had done today, or if you had seen something happen, or witnessed something happen, or, like you said, something happened today. It was something really bad. And if you witnessed it, then it's something we need to talk about. Because people witnessed you. So, but I want to give you the chance to talk. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather hear your side of the story versus anything else. To me, everybody deserves that right. Especially, you're a good guy.
But will you? The tactic is deliberate, an attempt to unsettle Grant without outright coercion. However, it remains unclear whether this approach will succeed. Despite the lack of a direct confession, the evidence against Grant continues to pile up. His demeanor during the interrogation, coupled with the mounting witness testimonies, paints a damning picture. As the case progresses, it becomes evident that the former police chief is not the man his community once believed him to be. By December 18, 2017, the case reaches its final chapter. During the sentencing hearing, the victim's family delivers emotional statements about the devastating impact of James Appleton's death. Grant Hardin also speaks, offering an apology to the family. He claims he doesn't remember pulling the trigger, but admits that he must have done so. Ultimately, the court sentences Grant to 35 years in prison, effectively ensuring he will spend the rest of his life behind bars. For the small town that once trusted him as their police chief, the verdict brings both closure and heartbreak. The case leaves a lasting scar on the community, serving as a grim reminder of how unchecked power can lead to devastating consequences. That's all for this video. We hope you have found this video informative and interesting. How could someone entrusted with protecting the public commit such a heinous act? What safeguards should be in place to prevent similar cases in the future? Let us know in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this. Thank you for watching our video.